Hello, my loves. This is Cassandra McAllen, and I am going live today to share just a brief overview of my masterclass this last Saturday, April 23rd, which was on mind-body transformation for women over 30. I will be recreating this free class this month, but this time I will be focusing on men over 30. So I hope that those gentlemen who couldn't attend on Saturday will join me this time. For those of you who did attend that are watching this today, I would love it if you would leave me a comment telling me what you thought about the class, or it may be if you had any follow-up questions, and I will check the comments after my talk today. So if you do have any questions, I can answer them live. So this masterclass was created to help anyone who's been struggling with healing in the mental, emotional, or physical realms. And in the masterclass, we focused on 3 simple steps. The first was creating a vision of what your truest self would look like. The second step was mastering the limiting beliefs that you hold about your ability to heal or how you feel. And the final step was learning how to embody that vision. So step 1 is all about belief. You cannot become someone healthy when you don't believe it's possible to become that. And often when we've struggled with anxiety, depression, or pain, especially for a while, it's extremely hard to imagine ourselves not struggling with these things. We get caught in the experience of the now, and therefore have a really hard time creating a vision for our future. To believe that something different will happen to us or for us, we have to be able to release the focus on what we're currently experiencing. We have to let go of our constant rumination of our present limitations. We have to create a new expectation. And we do that by putting our desires and our beliefs in the same place. Does that make sense? An expectation is a desire and a belief residing together. And we unconsciously put our determination to be right in our current experience more important than seeking an alignment with a new expectation. And we do that because of all the reasons we are where we are. So maybe you arrived at your current negative experience because of situations that you couldn't control and you feel victimized by them. Well, you might focus on why you're suffering, and in doing so, well, you can't escape your expectations that it will continue. So to create a new vision, you have to release the desire to be right in what you're in now. You also have to release the fear of thinking about what it is that you're wanting. And that happens because we have a subconscious belief system that to think about what we desire could somehow jinx its coming true. An example of this might be not telling anyone, for instance, that you are healed from some dis-ease of the body-mind, because you're afraid that if you say it out loud, it'll somehow keep it from happening. If you put your hopes and your dreams out into the universe, that maybe they'll be rejected, or somehow you could feel even worse and the opposite of what you wanted will happen. You have to empty yourself of your beliefs and open yourself to imagining the grandest possible life. And I go deeper into this and offer other examples and exercises to help you find that vision of your truest, healthiest self in the masterclass. The second step is about uncovering and, most importantly, mastering the limiting beliefs you have about your mind-body health. And this begins by learning how to focus on what you want and not what you fear. Our minds play this trick on us it makes us think that if we focus hard enough on our problems, that that will somehow make them less. And the opposite is actually true. We think, however, that if we continue to obsess over the difficulties that we have, that maybe a solution will present itself. But just like what I just spoke about, we cannot manifest what we don't believe is possible. And to believe, we have to create new thought pathways that allow for something to be entirely different. Otherwise, our minds will hold us back from the change that we're desiring. Did you know that studies show that human beings think up to 50,000 thoughts a day? Crazy, right? And 80% of them, they believe, are negative. We have literally programmed ourselves to think about our problems constantly. Is it any wonder why we're stuck? So we have to learn how to master these subtle negative thoughts that we keep believing, that keep us from being able to heal in some way. What you think about, you speak about. What you speak about, you believe. And what you believe, you become. So you have to learn how to force your thoughts to be creationary about what it is you want to have, not destructive about what you currently have, especially if those are things that you don't want. Maybe think of it this way. Who and what you are today and have is co-created with the universe based on all the thoughts you've already thought. So why waste all this time and energy and powerful manifestation on simply thinking and saying the same things that reinforce where you already are? You need to get in the habit of refusing to allow this monkey mind of ours to chatter about all the things you don't want. The way you hurt, how you're not financially abundant, how perhaps you don't like your job, or you want to move because you don't like your home, or you struggle with depression, or you feel unloved. We need to stop thinking about it. We need to stop obsessing about how we got where we are and why it sucks so bad. And then we need to stop talking about it. We need to stop rereading and retelling this narrative of our lives that we don't want. And now this is obviously not easy, but it can be done with practice, with reframing, sometimes with doing a really deep dive into your internal psyche to help you discover the motivations or the meanings. But then freeing yourself from them and focusing on the life that you want to live right now. So I hope that offers some examples. I offer more and also exercises on how to do this in the class to help take you to that next step and create those new thought pathways that will lead you to those destinations that you want. Now, the final step is learning how to embody this healthiest life. This means your happiest life too, the life that you've been destined to lead. This life of joy, peace, abundance, and ease that you are here to have. Have you ever been driving around or maybe distracted doing something and you noticed all of a sudden that you kind of spontaneously feel happy? What do you do in that moment? Does it scare you to feel happy? To feel satisfied? To feel peaceful? To not be in pain? Does it immediately make you start to think about all the things that could go wrong? All the potential problems awaiting you? The pain or anxiety or depression that you're sure is going to reappear at any moment? I bet it's very possible it does. So start paying attention and see what you notice. Start spending time, deliberately expanding on those feelings of happiness or peace or even just simple ease. refuse to let your mind take you to that dark place again. And as I've described earlier, it isn't going to solve anything or make your life feel better to focus on why it's so bad. To begin to embrace healing, we must first gain trust in ourselves and our abilities to change our lives. Now, unfortunately, we might have let ourselves down so many times that it's hard to believe we can change. It does take courage, and it takes faith. We often have a resistance to change, and it's okay to acknowledge that. We need to remember that everything amazing and remarkable that's ever happened in our entire lives has happened through the change of what we had to what we wanted. And it even happened when we didn't trust ourselves. We have to release the fear that who we become when we are healthy may not get us the same attention or assistance that our unhappy or unhealthy selves get. We have to learn to ask for what we want without being afraid of being told no. It's okay to be told no. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve what you asked for. It simply means that the person you asked isn't able to meet your needs in that way at that time. And that's okay. And it's also okay to say no without excuses or reasons or explanations. It really is okay to stop doing things you don't want to. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to be sick. You don't have to have some sort of physical ailment to give you the right to say no. You can simply do it. And those that love you will accept you, and they will accept that you are making new and healthier boundaries so you don't feel constantly overwhelmed and unappreciated, and your body can stop reflecting those feelings with anxiety and illness, depression, and dis-ease. We need to learn how to care for ourselves, truly care, to treat our mental and emotional states and physical feelings with respect, to treat ourselves like we're our best friends or our most beloved child. We need to learn the difference as well between self-care and self-indulgence. And sometimes that's really hard to do because they blend with each other. I've learned to do this by asking myself, will I be grateful that I did X or ate or drank X tomorrow or next week? Or am I simply trying to avoid something right now? Will whatever it is bring me lasting joy, peace, or pleasure? Well, if the answer is yes, then it's likely that I or you have stumbled across something that is truly self-care. So I hope this very brief overview of my free 2-hour Mind-Body Masterclass brought you some food for thought. And if you're a man or you love a man who could use to reset, reframe, or have a new chance and a new hope for a new life, please check back in my class or, in my group or on my Facebook business page, Thought Pain Therapy, and I will post the date of the class and you can join me. Or private message me your email address and I will send you an invite. And also feel free to share this group, Free the Wisdom to Heal the Body, with anyone you love. And you can always contact me for a free transformation breakthrough session to help you kickstart your personal healing. I will post the link in the comments. And take care of yourself for me, my sweet, lovely humans. Be gentle, be kind, be loving to yourself. Okay, I'll go to the comments. class on thought management, Emily asked. Could I do a class on thought management? Yeah, I could. That would be a very powerful class. I would love your thoughts on what kind of thoughts you need help managing. And that would help me gather my thoughts on how to put something together comprehensive and cohesive. But I would love to do that. Susan says, great idea. Thank you. She also says, I have some thoughts to change and I'm working on it. But sometimes challenging when I hurt. Yes, it is very challenging when we hurt, right? Because it's hard to get ourselves out of just repeating in our minds how painful it is. There was a meditation that I learned when I was studying at UC Davis on meditation with a wonderful professor who studied with the Dalai Lama. And he actually was a part of an incredible study they were running on how meditation transforms the telomeres of our DNA and actually increases their strength. And if you don't know what a telomere is, those are the little caps on the end of your shoelaces, but they're on the ends of our DNA. And how we age is our DNA begins to unravel. And what they found was meditation helped us hold our DNA together. And one of the things he talked about is doing a meditation where when you go to that quiet space, that higher space, that separate space, and seek to rise above your thoughts, if you are feeling pain, then just repeat the word pain, pain, pain. Eventually, your mind will get tired of noticing it, and it will stop happening. And I have tried this when I was in the midst of some of the worst of my pain from the autoimmune condition that I healed, and I will tell you, it was effective. So sometimes, rather than trying to distract, avoid, or deny the pain, to go within it and repeat it lets it give up its hold on us. So maybe try that, Sue, and see if that helps. Emily said, agreed, me too. Well, I hope that idea also gives you something new to try. And Randall said, changing your thoughts can be the hardest part. You are very wise. It is the reason I named my company Thought Pain Therapy, because our thoughts co-create our pain so much of the time. And it's the reason I made this masterclass. I really believe that these 3 steps, creating a vision, mastering your thoughts, and embodying your life are the first steps that need to be done to change anything in our lives. Anything that we don't love, anything that we don't like, anything that's hurting us, anything that's stopping us from being happy and having joy. We have to do these things. Jill, thank you for showing up. I wonder, did you come to the master class? I hope you did. If you didn't, I will probably be doing it again for women at some point, maybe even later this year. And I hope you'll be able to come then. Emily said, in response to your question about more specifics, maybe a 3-part class on thought management, managing painful thoughts, managing obsessive thinking, and managing past and future thinking. I love those ideas. I love those ideas. You might have heard it said that if you are depressed, you are in the past, thinking thoughts about what happened to you in the past. If you're anxious, you're in the future. You're thinking thoughts about what could happen to you in the future. It is only in the present that we are truly at peace. I would love to teach a class on that. Thank you for those ideas. And thank you for joining me today, all of you. I know I've been gone for quite a while putting this class together, but I'm going to try not to let you down again. And you're going to see me every Monday at 5:30. And if there's anything specific you'd like me to talk about, even specific to you or a friend you know, then put it in the comments and I will do a little live around it and maybe answer some of those questions that are stumbling blocks for you, or you're having a hard time getting through on your own. So, I love you all so very much, and till I see you again, take care of yourself for me. Okay, bye.